June 6, 1944. D-Day, a date forever etched in the annals of history. On this day, the fate of the world hung precariously in the balance as the Allied forces launched the largest amphibious invasion in history, Operation Overlord. The target, the heavily fortified beaches of Normandy, France. The objective, to liberate Western Europe from the clutches of Nazi tyranny. The success of D-Day was crucial for the Allied war effort. A German victory would have prolonged the war indefinitely. The stakes were incredibly high, and the outcome was far from certain. The fate of millions rested on the shoulders of the young men who stormed those beaches. D-Day was not merely a military operation. It was a pivotal moment in human history. It represented the triumph of freedom over oppression, of hope over despair. The sacrifices made on those beaches would shape the course of the 20th century and beyond. The road to D-Day was long and arduous, paved with meticulous planning and unwavering determination. The seeds of Operation Overlord were sown months earlier, in the conference rooms of wartime leaders like Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin. The Allied High Command faced a daunting task: to breach Hitler's Atlantic Wall, a formidable network of defenses stretching along the French coastline. The planning process was a monumental undertaking. Logistical challenges were immense. Every detail had to be considered, from troop deployment and equipment logistics to weather forecasting and tidal patterns. The operation involved the coordination of multiple nations, each contributing to the war effort. The success of D-Day hinged on meticulous planning and coordination. Every aspect of the operation, from the initial landings to the subsequent breakout, required meticulous attention to detail. The lives of countless soldiers depended on the precision of the plans. Integral to the success of D-Day was Operation Fortitude, a sophisticated campaign of deception aimed at misleading the Germans about the true location and timing of the invasion. The Allies employed a variety of tactics, including dummy installations, phantom armies, and double agents, to create the illusion of an attack at the Pas de Calais, further north along the French coast. Operation Fortitude played a crucial role in diverting German troops and resources away from Normandy. The deception was so effective that even after the landings, Hitler remained convinced that Normandy was merely a diversionary tactic. This strategic deception significantly weakened the German defenses in Normandy, increasing the likelihood of an Allied victory. The success of Operation Fortitude highlights the importance of intelligence and deception in warfare. By outsmarting their enemy, the Allies gained a critical advantage on the battlefield. As dawn broke on June 6, 1944, a sense of anticipation and trepidation filled the air. Operation Overlord, years in the making, was about to be put to the ultimate test. Under a sky heavy with foreboding clouds, the Allied Armada, an awe-inspiring spectacle of naval might, approached the Normandy coastline. The initial assault waves, comprising thousands of brave young men from the United States, Britain, Canada, and other Allied nations, prepared to storm 5 designated beaches, codenamed Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Each beach presented unique challenges. Each man knew that he might not live to see the sunset. The fate of the free world hung in the balance as these brave soldiers faced the full fury of the German war machine. The outcome of the war, the future of Europe, rested on their courage and sacrifice. Of all the landing beaches, Omaha was the most heavily defended, a killing ground where the Allied forces encountered fierce resistance from the German defenders. The 1st and 29th Infantry Divisions of the U.S. Army bore the brunt of the German onslaught. Machine gun fire raked the beaches, pinning down the advancing troops. Casualties were heavy. Many brave men never even made it out of the water. Despite overwhelming odds, the Americans fought with incredible courage and tenacity. Small units of men, their ranks decimated, pressed forward, inch by bloody inch, securing a foothold on the beach. Omaha Beach became a symbol of the sheer brutality and chaos of war. The courage displayed by the soldiers who fought there would forever be etched in the annals of military history. While the beach landings unfolded, thousands of Allied paratroopers descended upon the Normandy countryside behind enemy lines. Their mission to secure key objectives, disrupt German communications, and pave the way for the advancing ground forces. The airborne operations were fraught with danger. with many paratroopers landing far from their intended drop zones. Despite the challenges, the airborne troops played a crucial role in the success of D-Day. They sowed confusion among the German defenders and helped to secure key bridges and crossroads. Their actions facilitated the link-up with the beach landings and the eventual breakout from the Normandy beachhead. The liberation of France had begun. Town after town was liberated from Nazi control as the Allied forces pushed eastward. The French people, who had endured years of oppression, greeted their liberators with joy and relief. D-Day produced countless stories of heroism and sacrifice. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the supreme Allied commander, bore the weight of the free world on his shoulders. His leadership and resolve were instrumental in the success of the operation. On the ground, countless acts of bravery went unnoticed. Medics risked their lives to save their comrades. Chaplains offered comfort to the dying. Ordinary soldiers performed extraordinary acts of valor. Their names may not be etched in stone, but their sacrifices will never be forgotten. D-Day was a testament to the human spirit. It showed that even in the darkest of times, courage, determination, and selflessness can prevail. Victory on D-Day came at a heavy price. Over 10,000 Allied soldiers were killed, wounded, or missing in action. The beaches of Normandy were transformed into a scene of unimaginable carnage. The human cost of war had rarely been so evident. The German army also suffered heavy losses, but their defeat on D-Day marked a turning point in the war. The myth of German invincibility was shattered. The Allied victory on D-Day gave hope to oppressed people around the world. The sacrifices made on D-Day should never be forgotten. Those who gave their lives did so to defend freedom and democracy. Their legacy continues to inspire us today. D-Day marked a turning point in World War II. The successful Allied invasion of France established a crucial second front in Europe, relieving pressure on the Soviet Union in the east. The liberation of France and the subsequent advance into Germany hastened the end of the war. The defeat of Nazi Germany was a victory for freedom and democracy around the world. The lessons learned from D-Day about the importance of international cooperation, the horrors of war, and the resilience of the human spirit continue to resonate today. The world was forever changed by the events of D-Day. It marked the beginning of the end of a dark chapter in human history. The legacy of D-Day continues to inspire generations. The courage and sacrifice of those who fought on those beaches serve as a reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of defending freedom. D-Day also reminds us of the importance of international cooperation in the face of tyranny. The Allied victory was a testament to the power of nations working together to achieve a common goal. The sacrifices made on D-Day must never be forgotten. We owe a debt of gratitude to those who fought for our freedom. Their legacy will endure as long as we remember their sacrifice. Today, the beaches of Normandy stand as silent witnesses to history. The remnants of bunkers and gun emplacements serve as a stark reminder of the ferocity of the battle that raged there. Memorials and cemeteries dot the landscape, honoring the fallen and preserving their memory. But D-Day is more than just a historical event. It is a symbol of the enduring human spirit, a testament to the power of courage, sacrifice, and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. As we remember D-Day, let us honor the sacrifices of those who fought for our freedom. Let us strive to live in a world worthy of their sacrifice, a world where peace and freedom prevail. Let us never forget.